everything will basically, this is, when they came up with it, I was like immediately like, yes, it's like totally,
I think it was me and Mike that initially came up with the idea.
And it's what I've been looking forward to filming ever since. It's like 2 years I wanted to film this one. We haven't even done it yet, but I wanted to film this one scene so bad.
Every time we film a season, like an episode 4 of the new season, we talk about how awesome it's going to be when we film that part. And the last part is going to take so much time and effort that I'm he was thinking about it, he's like, oh my god. It's going to be almost, I'm not going to say a nightmare because I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it, but it's definitely a good conclusion to all the stuff we've done with the Assist Me verse. Now I won't say like the Assist Me like canon that we've made is going to go away. I definitely want to continue into other games and definitely do things involving me and Annie, technically, as far as playing old, shitty fighting games. I would really, really, really love to do a series that's set in the tone of Assist Me, as dogs just don't even care. That's talking about old fighting games that are bad. And the first episode, I think this is actually going to be called Fighting History, and we're going to play like Rise of the Robots.
Oh, yeah!
Do a complete, thorough review, very similar to the vein of Angry Video Game Nerd and JonTron, and I just love those type of videos, and I just want more of them. So if I can do my best to provide something in that field, I absolutely will do it because my God, Rise of the Robots.
Yeah, we've also talked about doing one-off episodes as well, just not really...
Not exactly tutorials, but just including a character for the sake of we've always had an idea, like Nemesis is a great example.
Skit-based ideas, and working with Tessa Sandra is really great, and we have cool ideas for them.
Oh, that's
and we don't want... They never really get as much screen time as they probably deserve, so we have really cool skits and small things, with involving those characters that we may want to do later. So we don't want to say we'll never make anything with Assist Me ever again, because we have funny ideas and we can do these funny ideas without having to fit it into an arc or the structure of the show exactly. So.
And it's also that I have a real hard time letting go of the Doom character. If Doom was just gone in general, that would kind of suck. I think the opportunity we have around gaming related information and things like that, especially with Dr. Doom talking about things, is really funny. And especially with the fact of us doing stuff with Tess and. Did you guys ever see the stuff that I did versus video games, where I did it where I played specific old Dreamcast games with Tess? Did anybody see those?
Yeah.
Okay, so that stuff is going to come back. We've just been super busy playing Crazy Taxi and old stuff, and Typing of the Dead was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
And that stuff is definitely going to exist. It's just that the main Assist Me story is going to have an ending, and I think that's because Marvel's hit a point where you can still teach people stuff about the game. There's still a lot to be learned. Every single day, new insane things come out, which is why I appreciate the Marvel engine and I kind of despise it at the same time, because the game just gets so insane every single day, and just keeping up with that is almost a task in itself. So a lot of what's going to happen in Season 3 tutorials is definitely going to focus on starting off with the basics and then getting immediately into what works, what doesn't, don't do that, please do this. Because I think it's kind of figured out at this point how you should play Dante. Kind of figured out at this point how you should play Morgan. But
if it was at the Fanime panel, they probably saw some of the Morgan footage. So
yeah, we actually had a sneak peek at the Morgan episode. So there's definitely things that I definitely want to cover as far as tutorial-wise and getting people to understand the character, because people still get into Marvel. Dudes can't come up to me and he's like, man, I just got into Marvel, and it's been out for a year and a half, but okay, dude. And that's awesome. I still really attach myself to, or find it really important that people are getting introduced to the game through Assist Me, and that's why we really, really, really wanted to do a third season. The third season literally is for the fans. And we could have stopped at Retro and kind of been happy with that, but it's kind of we have this ending, we have tutorials that I've always wanted to do. Let's make it happen, let's do it, and that's kind of the story of where we're going with the final season. So, let's take a sneak peek at the very first episode, which features Dante. Before I get started with this first sequence is rough. There might be some sequences that seem that's odd, like a character's voice or something like that. So my apologies, but it is mostly intact. This will not have the tutorial segments. I'm going to save those for you guys actually checking it out on YouTube. And watching a tutorial for Dante I thought would have been kind of weird at EVO. So let's watch the skit.